Aradhiji, can you make me the host? Good evening, all. So, as we understand, most of you have not started. So today, from the list of projects, so we are going to take one of the project and then we're going to demonstrate how to start the project. Okay, we are not going to give you complete, solution to the project, but instead we are going to tell you how to start the project. So based on that, you need to start, implementing your project. And then from there, if you have any doubt, then you better go to the Excel and post. So, from there, then we can able to reply back to the particular problem that you have. Okay, Jeshwant, you can go ahead.
Yeah, hi guys, good evening. Today I'll say the basic foremost steps to start in machine learning, how to create a machine learning model. First, we need to find the data set, right? Today I'm going to explain in basic level classifying a customer on social networking ad. Many I saw a message that skeleton of the project is not there. You'll find the skeleton of the project here, right? I'll show you where you'll find. When you download this zip file, you'll find when you download this zip file, you'll come these three will be there called module 1, module 2, and module 3. In module 3 you'll find a IP and YB file and social and the data set needed. You can open this IPYNP file in a Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab, where you will find the skeleton of the project. And this is the data set we are going to deal today. So at first, I'll explain the basic foremost steps to build a machine learning model today. At first, we need to upload the data set here, right, for creating a Google Colab session.
Sir, do we need to install this Jupyter or Google Colab, sir?
Yeah, if you need to do your projects in localhost, you need to install Jupyter Anaconda framework. Otherwise, your system does not support. Then you can use Google Colab, where which you need only Google account for it. Then
Okay, sir.
okay. Yeah, Now we got imported the CSV file what we need, that is the dataset what we need. In the first step, we import the libraries called NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, which are needed in every machine learning model. So we'll first run this session, run this cell. Okay, in next step, we need to import the dataset, right? Dataset can be imported using Pandas library, using pd.read CSV. What is our file name? Social network ads.csv. Same name will write here, and we'll import the dataset. After running this cell, you can see the structure. First, in every first and foremost thing, while we are when we are building the machine learning model, we need to see is
Jashwant, some video is playing somewhere.
yes, sir. It's not clear, sir. Hello?
Some video is going on. 1 second. Yeah, you can share again. One more thing, can you also show that how they can import that the very first template, like how they can import the Jupyter version of the program file. Now you downloaded the dataset, right? So can I also show them how to open the program file? Yeah. So that is where they have not started. So let's see, once you log in into your Google, yeah, go step by step, like how do you, once you get into the Google, right? Then you say new notebook. Hello, Vishwan. I can't hear your voice. Yashwant, are you speaking?
Hello? Am I
Yeah,
audible?
now you are.
When you open a Google Colab, a new session, you will see options called examples, recent, Google Drive, GitHub, and upload options. When you downloaded the folder which we provided in Excel sheet, you will download a file folder called like this. A basic folder will be created. When you open a basic, you will find 3 modules. In module 3, now I'm going to deal with module 3. So I open module 3, and you need to select an upload button here, and you need to choose a file, right? Just select the file, IP by NB file. You'll get the basic template what you need.
So this is the skeleton project which you can begin with.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I think that is the step that everybody is missing, and most of you not started because of this. So you are assuming that you are here now with all of your project. So we are going to show 1 or 2 steps, like how to go further forward. Then you need to initiate the project and go forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll show you first few steps. Right. First, after opening this template, skeleton, you need to upload a dataset file, right? This can be done by using this file symbol here, right? When you click on the file symbol, you will get an option called upload here. This is the session storage. When you close the tab again, every time you close the tab, you need to do it again. You need to upload the dataset file every time you close the tab or quit from the session. Yeah, this is the pop-up. They said that the uploaded files will get deleted when the runtime is recycled. Yeah, now we got our CSV file, right? The same thing I'm going to do in today's sample project. Yeah, at first we need to import the libraries called NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. Next, we need to create a data frame for the following dataset. What we need here: social networking ads.csv. First and the foremost step while building the machine learning model, we need to analyze the dataset. What are the columns and available? What are the number of rows available? Is the data is categorical data or numerical data, and everything we need to analyze. And also the main thing, the columns which are useful for estimating. We have some columns called names, user IDs, which does not make much impact on the prediction of the data. Sometimes in worst cases, they disturb our machine learning model, and it turns into a worse thing. So when we analyze when we see our data set, we have a first column called as user ID, gender, age, estimated salary, and purchased. As I previously said, user ID does not make any sense in predicting the product, whether he purchased or not. So we'll eliminate this user ID. As we know, X are called as I said previous, X is the independent variables, right? Here user ID is independent, gender is independent, age is independent, estimated salary is independent. But purchased is a dependent variable which depends on all these columns, right? So we'll make these 4 columns as one array called X, and this purchased array is called predicted variable as another array Y. In Python, we can see the column starts from 0th index, right? So 0, 1, 2, 2 is the gender. We are going to create an array with the values of 2, 3, right? Here I take a sample data set for only columns 2 and 3, which is age and estimated salary for simplification, for easy. Where you need when you take the gender, here gender is a categorical variable which we need to encode it, and using label encoder and using one hot encoder, we need to use that, remove the dummy variable, and many things we need to do. For a simple process for today, I'm using for just to explain you, right? So I use only 2 columns called age and estimated salary for predicting the product whether he purchased or not. So I use the columns 2 and 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So age, the column number of age is 2, and the column number of estimated salary is 3. Dot values gives all the values. Dot values gives all the values in the respected columns. Similarly, Y is column called purchased, right? Purchased, the column number of purchased is 4. So I created the data set of X and Y. So first step of machine learning model, I finished the first step of machine learning model. What is called that is analyzing the data set. Now we need to split the dependent variables and independent variables into train sets and test sets, right? So for to split, we use the method called train test split, which we can import in sklearn.model selection. So in train test split, we have attributes called first X array, means first is the independent variables, second is the predict variable or dependent variable which we need to predict. Third one is test size. Test size here is 0.25, means in our data we have 400 rows, right? 0.25% of 400 means 1/4 of 400. 100 rows will be in test set, 300 rows will be in train set. We can change this ratios accordingly. In machine learning model, if you take a very large data set, we generally use from the range 0.2 to 0.3 for a good predicting machine learning model. And random state, we can keep any integer from 0 to 9. Random state doesn't make much impact. If I use random state equals to 0, if you use random state is equals to 0, we two get same predictions. Means we'll split the compiler will split the train and test sets in the same way. If I use random state is equals to 0 and someone uses random state is equals to 5 or 6, the compiler will divide the train and test sets in another way. So to get the same outputs what I got, you need to use the what random state I use. Let me compile this cell.
Sir, can you explain what is this random state?
Yeah, I said no. Random state is I am explaining now with random state is equals to 0, right? If you took the random state values as same as 0, it will split the train and test set in the same way what my compiler does in our if you use the same number what I use in your compiler, you both my and your compiler will divide the train and test set in the same way. Means compiler will divide a train and test sets in a manner, in a way. Suppose it will take randomly, it will pick randomly 100 rows and put it in the test set. And so if I use random set is equals to 0, same columns will if I use random set equals to 0, use random set is equals to 0, the same columns will be picked and same rows will be picked and put in the train set or test set respectively. So random set doesn't give a value in making the machine learning model. Now in next step, yeah, as we see the values, estimated salaries ranges from 1900, least value is 1900, maximum value is 19,000 and maximum value is 76,000. It makes a lot of difference, right? So we scale it. Scale is nothing but for minimum value you'll get 0, for maximum value you'll get 1. Now see, for example, if you see the values of X train, if you see the values of X train, we'll get to the age and respected salary, right? For we have a very large range for the salaries, so we scale it. Scale means we'll keep a minimum value and maximum value as -1 and -1 and 1, and we'll scale accordingly. Suppose I have a minimum value of 10,000, maximum value of 90,000. Means everywhere where I get 10,000, you'll replace with -1, and where you'll get 90,000 will be replaced with 1. And all the salary ranges between -1 to 1, between 10,000 to 90,000 will fit according to the scaling factor. First, we'll import the standard scalar function from sklearn.preprocessing. The preprocessing is a module again, and a standard scalar is a class. So we create an object for the standard class as SC, and for fitting the train set, for finding the we'll fit the train set using fit transform method, and we'll transform the xtext with sc.transform. What is the difference between fit transform and transform? Fit transform is nothing but we'll transform the X train values and fit it. And fit means as I said, we'll train it. What transform? To transform simply converts the values from -1 to 1, and it will and we'll fit this to xtrain. Similarly,
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir, why we will give this value from -1 to 1?
yeah, it is a default method. It is a default parameters used in standard scalar method. You can use whatever you want, but you need to create another class to do this process. Some machine learning professionals has done our job easy by creating some classes called standard class or min max scalar, some scalars. So we'll just use their work to make our work easy.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we'll fit the xtrain and xtest, and we'll see how the train and test set values change. So I run the cell. I run this cell. So we'll see how xtrain values change. See, it changed. It ranges from -1 to 1. So this is how these are the basic steps in machine learning process. Next steps I'll show it in skeleton what you need to do. In classification template, we did this part of code and this part of code. Next, we have 2 more steps to complete our machine learning model, our project. First, we need to choose the regression method. What we need, we have so many regressions called logistic regression, linear regression, multivariate regression, like that, decision tree regression, random forest regression. We have many regressions. We need to import the right regression what we need, and we create a I said previously what we import is a class here. Logistic regression is a class and standard scalar is a class. We create an object for it and we'll fit with xtrain and ytrain. Fitting is nothing but training the model. After train the model, next step we need to predict the results, right? Using predict method, we'll predict the results.
Sir?
Hello? Yeah.
How will I know this is right variable or
Yeah, by
for
brute. Yeah, while brute forcing, we first use for logistic regression. Then you'll find a confusion matrix. When we confusion matrix is called evaluation performance. For evaluating the performance, we use confusion matrix, and so many evaluation metrics are there for machine learning. We'll evaluate each time for each regression for each regressor we use. Evaluate the means we'll find out the evaluating performance for each regressor, and we'll see which regressor is best, and we'll use and we'll build a and we'll use this regressor for this data set.
Sir, on
You
what
can,
basis do we decide that this is the right regression that I should use?
yeah, that only I'm saying. We'll have so many evaluating performance metrics in machine learning. Based on that metrics, we'll decide which which regressor is best. By doing when you get hands-on practice while by seeing the data set, which type of data set, the range, the values from the range of values in the columns, we can know. But when we are in starting stage, it's nothing but to use a brute force method. We'll use all the regression methods what we have, and we'll estimate the evaluating performance metrics, and we'll find and we'll find which is the best regressor.
Okay, sir.
So after importing the what regression we need, we'll make an object for it for the class we imported, and we'll fit the method with xtrain and ytrain, which is nothing but training the model using the xtrain and ytrain datasets. Next, we need to predict the results, right? We'll predict the results by using xtest array using the method called predict. After predicting the results, we'll compare with ytest. Ytest is nothing but we'll need to test, right? How we'll test, right? We divided x and y into x test, x train, y test, and y train, right? So after dividing, we will use y test and y pred to evaluate our performance metrics. By knowing by doing so many times by doing by using so many regressors like logistic regression, decision classifier regression, we'll derive with so many evaluating metrics, right? Each time we'll revise with each time we'll derive a new value for each evaluating performance metric. By noting all the values and by analyzing it, we can decide which regressor is best. Yes, sir. Satya sir, I'm Shankar sir, I done it. Hello. Hello. That's it, guys. This is the same method will be followed for any to build any machine learning model. What we need. Any doubts you can ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't know about machine learning. So can I do this project, or we got different doubts or confusions?
Yeah. We have we have various categories of students, right? For that purpose only, we created a basic, moderate, and expert level projects. Based on that, you can select.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any doubts?
Sir, X train and Y train is the axis that we choose on the graph, sir.
Your voice is breaking. I can't hear.
Sir, X train and Y train are the parameters in the graph, that is x-axis and y-axis, sir.
It's nothing related about graphs. What you are saying? I didn't get it. I didn't use graphs here, right?
No, sir. I thought it is like that, sir.
No. X train or Y train, as I said, X train are the columns which are independent variables, and Y train is the column which is a dependent variable, which we going to predict.
Okay, sir.
So Jashwant, are you done?
Yes, sir, I'm done.
Okay, guys. So this is just to give that first kind of initial foundation for you. So you guys go ahead and start doing it. First, explore a little bit. If you don't even open and don't even try, then what do you learn? So this is today the entire earth is doing self-learning, right? So we try to go towards the self-learning process. Try to make attempt and learn as much as you can. Then if you have issue, then at least you will somewhere you will stuck and you will start researching about it and fill that comments or remarks that issues in the Excel. So hope you got the point, right? Like now how to start and how to import the data set, and the basic skeleton project is there. You just need to open that, and then the comments are clearly written what to select from the data set. Now I think it's pretty much clear for you. Can you respond? Are you clear with the project approach now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, keep going. Do it nicely. Don't just complete it and feel that you are done. Instead, make it nicely like a project. try to brief, write good abstract and problem statement, good number of bullet points explaining what is the data set all about, what is the structure of the data set, and the number of fields, columns, and the intention, and how you have selected, and then what are the steps involved to perform that particular conclusion of the objective. So all these things nicely write. Make a data flow diagrams for the step sequence. Briefly describe about the abstract and what is the input, what is the output, what is the algorithm or process in place which is taken towards solving that. So try to do more, like do not jump to the conclusion. Try to make it like a real project, nicely define the documentation. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, we look at the documentation and the steps involved, how you are taking, and what kind of optimized code is written. So we are going to follow those sequence of steps, and those will be the steps to evaluate the project. Okay. So majority the skeleton direction is given. You don't need to worry about how it is evaluated, because there is no such huge suspense that you can come out with. Majority it is visible. The direction is given, right? So there is no way that you can make a mistake. So we already told like try to complete by Thursday, next Thursday. But keep going. So I feel like it's my mistake. I gave you so much time and you people did not even start. So that is not right. So you better try to complete as early as possible. By next Wednesday by this time, or worst case in last minute by next Thursday. Friday will evaluate and close. Meanwhile, if anybody get any issues, you should post into the Excel. But I don't want to come back with the simple basic things. I'm not expecting that from you. I want you to really search and try to do your best. And the very last minute, if you can't find the solution at all from the team, then you come to us. Okay. Yeah. So that's all for now. Thank you. Any questions? So if there is no question, then we can end the session. Thank you.
No, sir.
Yeah, is there any questions? Okay. Okay, thank you.